Question 8c was quite a hard question to answer, and many students would have confused this question with something relating to specific heat capacity. But the key thing here is that we're trying to determine a value for the latent heat of vaporization. It is a second experiment, and so therefore it is independent of the first part of the question. So what must you do is describe how the apparatus is used to determine a value for the specific heat with measurements made and necessary calculations. Well, if I were solving this problem, I would want to think about what is the calculation I need to solve to get this answer. And I would think about latent heat of vaporization formulas. EH is equal to M times L. Now, if I would like to determine the value of L, then really what I need to do is rearrange this formula to say that L is EH over M. So I need to determine both the mass of the water that is vaporized, that is evaporated, and I need to determine the energy put in. So those are the two measurements that I would need. In fact, this is the calculation, so I really don't need to say anything more about the calculation I need to do. I just need to state what the measurements are. So first of all, a measurement of energy. So measure energy supplied by the heater. And that will be the first measurement, and the second measurement is the mass of water evaporated. And if I have measured both the mass of water evaporated, I could say using the balance, and I've measured the energy supplied by the heater using the joule meter, then those are sufficient measurements to allow me to use the calculation to solve for the latent heat of vaporization. A couple of other points here. It's important to say that we're measuring the energy supplied by the heater. To say that we're measuring the reading on the joule meter is not enough, because that's not clearly explaining that we know that the energy supplied by the heater is the reading on the joule meter. And secondly, it's not sufficient to say things like the amount of mass evaporated, because that could be a volume, it may not be a mass. It's also important that we say things like the mass of water evaporated. You could say the difference in mass between what it was at the start and the end, but as long as you're clear about the fact that it's mass of water that's been evaporated, that'll get you the mark.